sponsors at? What up, man? It's your boy COMPTON RICC ROC with Positive VIBEZ Podcast. And today, we're going to talk about prison stories. All right, now, when you first hit the prison yard, the first thing you're going to learn about is politics, right? Some homies might throw you a knife. Some might give you a care package, which consists of soups, beans, rice, chips, toothpaste, hair grease, a comb, and bars of soap, right? You're going to move in the cell with your cell, and y'all going to trade war stories. You might have somebody in there younger than you. You might have somebody in your cell that's older than you, right? And when you guys get to telling war stories, you're going to tell him about all the dirt that you did on the streets, all the people that you shot on the streets, and all the people that had shot at you on the streets. You're going to talk about your family. You're going to talk about your girlfriend that probably left you in prison. Or you probably got a visit coming up and she's going to bring you whatever she's going to bring you during the visit, right? These are things that takes place in prison. When I was locked up and I was incarcerated in prison, I had the luxury to meet some real solid guys. And some of the solid guys that I met, they were all tell me their life, man. They would tell me their life stories. Some might have been in prison 20 years. Some might have been there 30 years. Now, during this time when I was locked up in prison, I can remember a lot of you guys OGs. A lot of these guys that started some of you guys' neighborhoods. Some of these guys that stumped down killers, cold hustlers, players, Macs. You got them all in the penitentiary, right? I remember talking to a few people, and this is what they told me. You really want to know what they told me? Okay, I'm going to tell you what they told me. Rick Rock, what's up, homie? Man, I got a life sentence, man. You lucky to be able to go home with your family. You know what I'm saying? Man, I sure hate that I got this life sentence on me. I did all this killing and shooting and just causing harm to people. Man, I wish I could go home. I wish I can go home. I wish I would have never joined this gang banging shit and wasted my motherfucking life with this shit. I wish I would have just been a regular guy that went to work, took care of my kids, took care of my family, and didn't have to come to this penitentiary. These is y'all OGs. Y'all OGs, because I did 14 years and I done been on a whole lot of prison yards with people from every neighborhood in Los Angeles County. Bloods, Pyrus, Crips, because you know I'm from Compton. We don't got Bloods in Compton, but we got Pyrus, Crips. I done been, even Bloods from LA. Yeah, I done been around everybody, man. And it's all the same story. I haven't heard nobody say, man, I'm glad I got this life sentence. Man, I'm glad I shot that nigga and got 30 years. Boy, I'm so glad I got 50 and 60 years to do. I've never heard nobody in prison say that. Everybody is humble. Everybody is programming. And they want to get the hell up out of prison. Now, what trips me out is a lot of you guys is racing to prison. This is what they got for you. Free rent. They got a nice little hotel for you, a little motel, right? You get to eat 3 times a day. They feed you 1 hot meal. They feed you a lunch. Well, they feed you 2 hot meals, and they feed you a lunch. That was breakfast and dinner and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch, or some old ass salami or bologna that looks green. I remember these days, right? I was a youngster running around in prison, man, thinking it was a game, thinking it was a joke, having fun, exercising, starting fights, being involved in a lot of bullshit. Luckily that I was one of the guys. I had a head on my shoulders, but when it came down to the activity, I was always a part of it. You know, that was just being a youngster in prison. And, you know, when the bullshit come, you got to handle yourself, right? One of my cellies literally cried, man. Tears came out his eyes and said, man, you a good dude, man. Go home and do right. Because I don't got that action, man. And when I see these dudes on the streets that's racing to go there, the same people that you're shooting at, I tell this story every time on my Instagram and my Facebook. The same people that you out here shooting at, gonna be the same people you're gonna be in there playing basketball with, dominoes with, cards with, smoking weed with, sharing the phones, all that. These gonna be some of your road dogs because when you're up in prison, it ain't no where you from thing up in there. It's unity. You got to get along with your folks if you want to survive. You know what I'm saying? If you want to survive, you're going to have to get along with your people. And if you think you ain't, and if you think you're tough, I don't care who you are. From the toughest and roughest dude from your neighborhood is going to abide by those rules when he get up in there. Oh, he going to get his ass rolled up. He going to get beat up, most likely with a knife up in him if he think he just that tough. If one guy can't get him off the yard, two. If two can't get him off the yard, three. For how many people they going to get his ass off the yard? Prison. So y'all OGs told me this. Y'all OGs cried and told me how much they want to go home. I know people that's in jail right now with a life sentence that tells me all the time how much they want to come home. I was working in PIA. I was doing socks. We used to make socks and fold them up and put them in the bags, and they would send these socks out to like your Walmarts or your Targets or things like that, or wherever they sent this stuff to. And there was this one teacher. He was a white guy. I had to be about 26 or 27 at the time. I was on my way home. And he said, "Mr. Manny." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "I know you about to go home. You got about, 6 months left?" I said, "Yeah, I got about 6 months left." He said, "Let me tell you something, man. You want to stay out of prison?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to stay out of prison." He said, "Check this out. Stay away from your homeboys. If you stay away from your homeboys and your environment and you do something with yourself, you'll never come back here." I said, "Man, I ain't coming back here, so when I get out, the first thing I do was I run to the neighborhood. I get me a pistol. I buy me a lowrider. I'm wearing the Chucks with the blue shoestrings in them, the blue rag, Tupac style on my head. I'm having fun. I'm screwing all the hood rats. I'm doing my thing. I'm 27, 28. I'm partying out here, right?" One day, I'm hanging out at my grandma's house. Me and my homie chopping it up. He leave. I'm selling weed at the time. I'm going to work in the daytime, and I'm selling weed at nighttime. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to catch up with all the people that I see that been out here that's balling, out of control. I'm trying to keep up with them. I'm trying to live this lifestyle that they live in. I want the big old chain. I want the Dana Danes on my lowriders, man. I want a new paint on my lowrider. I had an 85 Fleetwood Broham. Well, anyway, I'm at my grandma's house. I got the pistol in the garage. Well, it's not my pistol. It's my folks' pistol. It's sitting up in the garage. I'm on my way up out of there. Shop closed. I'm supposed to go home. I tell my folks, I say, "Hey, man, put your thing up, man." You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. As I'm leaving, two youngsters walking down the street. They say, "Hey, man, what's so-and-so at?" I say, "He in the house." I said, "What y'all trying to do?" They said, "We trying." I said, "Well, I got it." They said, "Nah, man, we trying to holler at old boy." So I call him out to the front. As I'm coming back out the gate, the police pull these two youngsters over. They see me in the yard. They say, "Hey, you, come out the gate." I said, "Man, I'm in my yard. I don't have to come out of nowhere." They said, "Come out the gate." I said, "I'm not coming out of shit." I panic. I run through the house. Everybody else get away. I go the other way. As I'm going through the hallway, I'm stopped by somebody in the family. I didn't want to trample him over. He was older. So I put my hands up. Police pat me down. I had threw all the little stuff I had on me. They put me in handcuffs. As they walking me back through the garage, one of the officers looked. He said, "There it go right there." Everybody head turned to look at the gun. I say, "Man, that ain't mine." And the police said, "Well, it's yours today." I said, "Man, that's effed up, man. That ain't my strap." He said, "Who the judge gonna believe, me or you?" At this point, the only thing I could think about was what that officer in jail told me. And it was right. It was true. I had to go back and take another deal. After doing 10 years straight, I had to go take another deal for 4 years with 80%. By this time, I got a son that's about to be born, right? Go back to jail, take this forward 80. And like I say, I'm only thinking about what the police told me. If you go back to that environment, you're coming back. I didn't listen. So now I'm up in there. I got a different mindset now. I know I got some time to do. I got a son that's being born. And finally, when my son was born, at this time, my son's mother was coming to visit me, bringing him up there. I was able to get family visits, spend time with my son. And when I'm looking at my son, I'm like, you know what? I can't keep doing this. This is my last time coming back to prison. And it's been 8 years since I've been out. I got out in 2013, right before I was about to turn, I believe, 33. So I went to jail at 17, got out at 27, stayed out almost to turn 29, go back to prison and get out about to turn 33. Right now, I'm 41. And it took me a long time. I got me a job when I got out. I stayed working consistent. The only reason why I stayed working consistent was to keep me out the streets, right? Now I'm doing my podcasting, doing my comedy. This is keeping me out the streets. But for all you youngsters that's in the rush to go to prison, that's doing everything that it takes to go to prison, I'm letting you know right now, everybody that you've been shooting at, going to your hood, saluting your homies, we just put that work in. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to see some of them boys, homeboys, and y'all going to be friends. And even if y'all don't be friends and you don't speak to them, you're going to be in your place. If you don't be in your place and conduct yourself like a man, not like a gangster, like a man, you're going to get dealt with like a girl. I'm telling you that. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, I was blessed to have some older people express to me how bad they want to go home when they was in prison. How they miss their mama. How they miss their kids. How they homeboys don't send on no pictures. How they homeboys don't send on no money. Now, you got a few loyal friends that does send their people pictures and send their people money, but it only lasts for a certain amount of time. Because that homeboy might go to jail. He might get killed because he might be still in the streets. The only person that's going to be down for you, if you got a loyal wife, and for sure your mama. Some people been up in there a long time, and their parents passed away. They don't got nobody to take care of. So I'm telling you right now, don't be in the rush to go to that prison yard, because some of y'all ain't going to be able to handle it. Some of y'all going to PC up. Before some of y'all get to prison, some of y'all going to tell. A lot of y'all not built for what y'all think y'all built for. They starting to let a lot of lifers out. When I was incarcerated, they let a whole lot of lifers that had life, was fortunate, blessed to come home. I know about 10 guys that had life sentences, and some of these guys was some of the guys that told me they want to come home. God opened them doors up for them. But for you youngsters, and for some of you older cats, think about this. If you 30 and they break you off right now, 30 to 40 years, you might not make it up out of there. A lot of these lifers that came home, they went to jail when they was like 17. So when they pulled that 40 years, you know what I'm saying, they was still in their 50s. They got a little action left. But a lot of you guys waiting too long in the game to turn up out here. Now, I ain't preaching to you or none of that, because ain't nobody perfect. But I'm going to use my platform to wake you guys up. See, my son watches my Instagram. My son be on my podcast. Oh, my time's up. But I'm going to give y'all a little more. My son be on my podcast, and he watches what I do. So I got to spit this realism. My time is up. It's Compton Rick Rock. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at COMPTON period, RICC period, ROC. I got a TikTok page. It's the same thing as my Instagram. Y'all can follow me on YouTube at Ricky Make 'em Laugh. Right now, this ain't a laughing matter, but I'm going to smile anyway. Hey, look, check it out, man. Y'all have a good one. Stay blessed up. And don't forget, positive vibes. And I'm out of here.